Benue State Governor Samuel Otom says corruption is a major setback to the progress of any country. Governor Otom, who stated this while briefing State House correspondents after a closed-door meeting with acting President Yemi Osinbajo at the Aso Presidential Villa, Abuja, said, until everyone sees corruption as the common enemy, developmental effort of any government will be fruitless.
As far as I know, my government does not encourage corruption. And I think that it should be the duty of all of us to work together to eliminate corruption in this country, because that has been the problem. And people are not bold enough until Buhari came in. And so for some of us, we are actively supporting what the federal government is doing so that together we can eliminate this corruption. Nigeria has no business with poverty because we have enough. The only problem is corruption. And all of us, journalists, government officials, leaders, everybody must come together to work to ensure that we eliminate corruption.
Governor Otom, who came out of the meeting in company of the National Security Advisor Babagana Monguno, said that his mission to the seat of power is to update the acting president on the security situation in Benue State and to deliberate on how to tackle the incessant clashes between farmers and herdsmen in the state.
We're on top of the situation. Things are coming down. The herdsmen and the farmers are now cooperating. Please, the understanding is that no one should encroach into anyone's farm, whether cattle breeding or farming activities. And those ones that cannot live within the community, except they do open grazing, already existing to other places where there is land. Like we keep saying, in Benue State, almost all the land is for cultivation, so it's difficult to talk about grazing. And the herdsmen too are quite understanding.
The governor, who emphasized that he is getting the necessary support from the federal government in the fight against crime in the state, said that as a measure to curtail the incessant and recurrent face-off between farmers and herdsmen in Benue State, the Benue State government will soon sign the anti-grazing bill into law, as there is relatively peace in the state as a result of cooperation between farmers and herdsmen.
The federal government is actively supporting the state. As you know, the security apparatus are owned by the federal government, and they've been quite supportive. The presidency has been very, very supportive in ensuring that we have peace. In fact, the security personnel are at the disposal of the Benue State government anytime we make requests. Whether the police, the army, the DSS, and the civil defense, they are ready to augment what we have on ground. So that alone is positive. So Benue State would have been worse than where we are today. But even at the point we took over the mantle of leadership, you can see that we've been able to reduce criminality, assassinations, killings, and armed robbery to its barest minimum. I can't say that we have eliminated all, but we have reduced it to its barest minimum. So that is the positive result of the synergy we have with the federal government. We'll soon sign the anti-open grazing bill into law, and we look forward that we'll receive the same cooperation from farmers and herdsmen, so that let's live and live together as brothers and sisters. We can do it. It's achievable. Living without strife and fightings and killings. We can live. Human life is very precious to some of us, and we'll do everything to protect lives and property of the state.
From Abuja, I am Festus Ejiroge Nefifen for Ben Television.
The Nigerian Senate has warned the executive arm of government to ensure due diligence and compliance with extant laws on matters related to nomination of appointee into the office. To this end, the upper chamber has ordered Larry Bajabia Miller to stop parading himself as the Director General of National Lottery Regulatory Commission without confirmation. The Senate has tasked the Senate leader Ahmed Lawan to investigate a tip-off by Dino Melai, a senator representing Kogi West, who told the Senate that an appointee for the office of the DG National Lottery Commission who has not been confirmed by the Senate, has resumed office and carrying out duties of the office in breach of constitutional provision.
It is sad to note this morning that a new Director General of the National Lottery Commission have not only been appointed by Mr. President, he has resumed office and have started signing documents and carrying out the functions of the office of the Director General of the National Lottery Commission without referral or confirmation of the Nigerian Senate. Mr. President, this country is not a banana republic, and the executive arm of government cannot choose which law to obey and the one not to obey.
Reporting progress to the Senate on Thursday in plenary, Senator Ahmed Lawal confirmed Dino's claim, informing the Senate that indeed the nominee has not been screened by the Senate in line with the extant law, resumed office, adding that the nominee was ill-advised. Senator Lawal also extended the apology of the executive arm of government to the Senate for the breach in the procedure, and also confirmed that the nominee has not been given a letter of appointment by the office of the SGF. He also said there's a genuine appeal from the executive that such infraction will not reoccur in the future.
On this side, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I believe that was an error, and there was a genuine appeal from the executive that no such thing would ever happen again. And I advise the SGF that nominee should not be seen within the vicinity of the office of the DG until he is confirmed, and then an appointment letter is given to him.
Apparently dissatisfied with the explanation of the Senate leader, Senator George Sokibo from River protested the procedure employed by the Senate leader in presenting the report. He pointed out that the issue is quite complicated and ought to be laid bare and open to debate by lawmakers.
Then we are bringing a major controversial matter, somebody who is flagrantly violating the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 51B. And he just bring it under personal explanation, and then he finished talking, and then just sat down as if nothing has happened. So it's a major issue. I'm saying for caution. Next time, issues of this nature should not come under personal explanation. They should look for other orders to bring it, so that it is open to us to debate. We will not remove the man. We will agree with him because he's our leader. He has said something, but to block and close our mouth, I don't think it's the best. It's the best for all of us.
The president of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, while concluding on the matter, took note of the point raised by Sekibo, but however ruled that the said nominee should not be seen within the vicinity of the commission, and further warned the executive to ensure strict compliance with the extant laws, rule, and procedure moving forward.
Job, not only that he has responded promptly within 24 hours, first of all to establish that the point raised by Senator Dino was factual, and that got the assurances that these kind of thing, we must stamp it out and must not occur again. He has heard and probably misguided, but definitely he must not be seen reporting in that area, and definitely that must not happen. And going forward, both for nominees and also for the executive, we must respect our laws and our processes, and even if he did do it, somebody should have been there to have guided him that this was. So those who are eager to resume should tally a while and follow due processes, and we must continue to do that.
However, the upper chamber criticized President Buhari for failing to follow due process in appointing Bajabia Miller. From National Assembly Complex, Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
Federal government has presented certificate of Nigerian citizenship to 335 naturalized and registered foreigners. Minister of Interior Abdulrahman Dambazao, while presenting the certificate to them in Abuja, said the ministry received over 500 applications from non-Nigerians seeking for the grant of citizenship of Nigeria by either naturalization or registration.
Mr. President's change policy hinged on the three cardinal principles of anti-corruption, security, and job creation. The Ministry of Interior ensured that all deserving persons were recommended to Mr. President for approval. One of the objectives of this administration is to lay a solid political and economic foundation that will place Nigeria as one of the 20 great economies of the world. To achieve this global vision, this government is determined to encourage and attract foreign investments into the country. Most of you who are beneficiaries of the grant of citizenship of Nigeria in this batch are international entrepreneurs and industrialists whose investments having contributions in immeasurable ways and will further boost employment opportunities for both your fellow citizens and other expatriates. The approval of your citizenship of Nigeria is in line with the government's effort at improving on the ease of doing business in the country in line with the international best practices.
He enjoined them to be law-abiding and patriotic in the effort to place Nigeria among the advanced countries of the world.
245 will be given certificates of naturalization and 90 will be given certificates of registration. According to your new status as Nigerians, either by naturalization or registration, you are hitherto being implored to brace up to the challenges facing our nation. Your contributions and support towards nation building will certainly promote citizenry sustainability. For this reason, you are enjoined to use all the rights and privileges within the ambit of the law by the new status bestowed upon you as Nigerians, while at the same time fulfilling your fundamental obligations and responsibilities to Nigeria. Kindly permit me to state here that henceforth speedy attention will be given to credible applications so that approval can be granted to deserving persons on yearly basis.
In Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
Hi, Mike.
Babe, it's been over 12 hours. Are you done thinking about it? Is the answer yes?
Convince me.
I know how much confidence style mean to you. Let me take you somewhere.
What's that?
A superior leading international hospitality chain in the heart of Africa.
And?
They offer very distinct services. Their meeting halls and all their hotels offer conference solutions that can help plan a perfect function for any occasion. They feature outdoor catering and provide services for any size event.
Keep going. You got me thinking now.
The beauty, the decor, and the views. It's the hotel experience you always dreamed of. They have up-to-date entertainment and a variety served at the fast food restaurant and snack bar. Oh, and don't even get me started on the garden bar or the nightclub. You would have everything you need within your reach without having to go out.
Wow. So what if I want to...
Cook? They got you, babe. The rooms are thoughtfully furnished with facilities that aid proper cooking, just like you would at home.
Where is this place?
And it's sweets.
Wow.
So, will you marry me?
Yes. How can I refuse?
Not at Sweets, a colorful affair.
Following the reported outbreak of Ebola virus disease in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Nigerian government has stepped up measures to make sure that the country is not taken by surprise in any way. Minister of Health Professor Isaac Adewale, while briefing State House correspondents after the Federal Executive Council meeting in Abuja, said the federal government has issued fresh travel advisory directing stringent surveillance at all entry points into the country.
In the last couple of days, we are aware of the outbreak of Ebola in DRC. And this happened in the northern part of DRC. There are implications for this because one single case will enable us to trigger a public health alert. This was done in DRC with the support of WHO. But for us as a country, we need to now step up. Fortunately for us, Ebola is not indigenous to Nigeria. In other words, for us to have Ebola outbreak in Nigeria, it has to be imported. And so what we need to do is to step up preparedness at all our borders, land, sea, and air, to ensure that we could quickly identify a probable case, offer additional screening and quarantine so that we do not get Nigerians infected with Ebola. The acting president directed that we should step up all activities at the border points, and I did visit the port health services at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. I was well received by the airport manager, and I went to confirm that surveillance activities are ongoing. Anybody coming to Nigeria or traveling out will recognize the fact that you are continuously screened by a camera that faces you and a screen. It's a thermal screener. And so what it does is that if you have fever, it will trigger an alert. I will know that you have fever.
The minister, who used the medium to mention some of the measures being taken by the federal government to curtail the deadly disease, said personal hygiene is the key to a healthy nation.
We will continue to also promote the culture of personal hygiene for everyone. We will promote hand washing, and we will also continue to brief the Nigerian nation about ongoing activities. We've constituted an Ebola preparedness working group chaired by Dr. Obasanya, who actually led the Nigerian contingent to Liberia for the Ebola control program. So we are quite happy about what is ongoing. We've also improved and revamped the level of activities at some of our central laboratories so that they have reagents to be able to make diagnosis on the spot.
While giving updates on the present situation as it relates to meningitis outbreak in the country, the health minister said the effort of the government since the outbreak of the disease has yielded huge results, while adding that the burden of treating those infected is what is being looked at.
With respect to meningitis, FEC also received communication from the Ministry of Health with regards to the current state of Ebola meningitis. We are in week 19, and we are happy to inform the nation that the number of new cases on a continuous basis has been dropping since the last 5 weeks. We are happy that we are getting almost to the end of the outbreak. Our main challenge now is how to handle those who are already infected. And so we have 2 medical teams in the 2 states that are mostly affected, Zamfara and Sokoto State. We have been able to improve the capacity of healthcare workers on ground to be able to make a diagnosis. The problem with meningitis is that if you are not skilled, you may not be able to make a diagnosis. You need to insert a needle at the spine and examine fluid from the spine. Only trained people can do this. So we have improved training of healthcare workers. Our ability to make diagnoses has significantly improved from the initial 10-15% to over 70%.
The minister reiterated government commitment towards a healthy Nigeria. From Abuja, I am Festus Ejirogen Efifen for Ben Television.
President Cybersecurity Expert Association of Nigeria, Remi Efon, has called on federal government to implement the national cybersecurity strategy and policy as part of effort to raise cybersecurity awareness across the country. He made the call at the 2017 Cyber Secure Nigeria Conference held in Abuja with the team building resilient cyber defense.
Yeah, the country actually has a cybersecurity strategy and policy which was put in place by the previous administration. But fortunately, that has not been implemented. So there is a need to implement it because every country has what we call a cyber plan, cyber policy and cyber strategy. So there's no point having a cyber security strategy and policy without implementing it. And once we implement it, all these issues that we are facing will be reduced drastically. The dangers is that we'll just be moving around without any direction, and there's not going to be any framework.
According to him, cybersecurity has evolved to become one of the preeminent challenges facing the world today, which he said all stakeholders must collaborate to grow a vibrant cybersecurity ecosystem.
So there's a need for collaboration, there's a need for collective effort to address this issue. Most especially there's need for cybersecurity awareness, which is quite lacking in Nigeria at the moment. And that's one of the reasons why we organize this conference, to be able to sensitize people about all the dangers of cybercrime and how to curtail all these issues that we are facing. Government has a bigger role to play. Government needs to play the leadership role. Government needs to set example by making sure they secure their system and also collaborate with private sector. They cannot do it alone. They need the private sectors as well to work with them.
Report has it that cyber attacks wreak havoc and have shut down over 200,000 systems in 104 countries. In Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
The Group Managing Director, Adams Homes and Properties, the owners of Treasure Park and Garden, Ogun State, City of David Estate in Lagos, and Manhattan Park and Garden Estate, Abuja, Oba Adetola Emmanuel King, has continued to demonstrate unrelenting effort in giving a facelift to his community, the building projects of Adon Homes. Few days ago, the Akile of Makun Kingdom single-handedly renovated the newly created Shagamu West Local Council Development Area Office Complex, the first of its kind in Ogun State. The state governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosu, who was ably represented by Chief Jide Ojuko, the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, commended the effort of the CEO of Adron Homes and Properties. At a well-attended dedication of the office complex, Chief Jide Ojuko said it's a commendable effort coming from Oba Adetola Emmanuel King in giving a facelift to Shagamu West LCDA office complex, and he encouraged other well-meaning indigenous and corporate organizations to emulate him in supporting government initiatives to bring governance to the grassroots.
Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs on Wednesday, 27th April 2017. May God bless all of us.
He also prayed for the progress and unity of Shagamu Kingdom.
I want to appreciate God who has given us life, health, and the wherewithal to do things. And I pray that God will continue to be with all of us. And will continue to witness great development in Makun Kingdom. Amen. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. God bless Ogun State, God bless Nigeria, and God bless Makun.
It is worthy to note that Oba Adetola Emmanuel King has donated a bus to ease the movement of students in Shagamu.
I said rather I will also give a whole bus, and because I could see that as a part of giving back to the society. I went to Remo Secondary School Shagamu, right here in Shagamu, and I was once a student, so I know what the students are going through trekking.